Yeah, we're here with John Lilly, CEO of Mozilla Corporation. You guys have a new version of Firefox coming out in a couple weeks. So tell us what you're most jazzed about and what Firefox users should look forward to in the latest release.
Well, we're excited about a lot of things. The release candidate just came out today. We're excited about, there's been literally 15,000 improvements from Firefox 2 to Firefox 3 in areas of performance. It's the fastest browser I've ever used. In terms of security, there's more anti-phishing, anti-malware, sort of more systems to protect you from nasty guys in the net, basically. And then, literally hundreds of user interface improvements. So there's a thing called, we call it the smart location bar, the awesome bar, as our team calls it. It helps you find where you've been without going to a search engine, that kind of stuff. So it's hard to pinpoint any one or two or three. We're proud of the whole product, and like I said, 15,000 improvements. I'd recommend anybody go try it now. The release candidates are really good product already.
Now, in terms of technology, how far of a lead do you think you got on Explorer right now? Because they just came out or are coming out with a test version of something that's supposed to be ready later this year. You guys have been stealing market share. I think it's like 17-18% worldwide that you have now.
Yep.
Tell us how. Where do you think you guys really set yourself apart from Internet Explorer right now?
Well, so a couple things. So first of all, I think it's not exactly just a product-to-product comparison. The first thing is that we have a worldwide community of thousands of people that help put together Firefox. So we're built, by the people, for the people. We're going to ship in something close to 50 languages. Internet Explorer shipped their last version in just one on release date. So, languages for everyone around the world. Internet Explorer, it's a fine browser, and I think that IE8 will be better than IE7. I think that people just tend to like Firefox, that they like the simplicity, that certainly we're 6 to 10 times faster in terms of JavaScript performance and just making the applications you use on the web feel faster. So, I think they'll get better, and I encourage that. Like, we're already working on what's next after this, so I think competition is good.
Do you guys, are you confident you might take some market share, given that you've got a little bit of it?
I think it's obvious that we will, yeah. So I feel very good about market share, although market share is not the main thing. Like, mainly we try to build a good browser people like, and market share will take care of itself. But we've gone from around 50 million users when we launched Firefox 2, or around about 180 million users now. So I don't know why this. We think internally this browser will be used by 250 million people. Maybe by the end of the year, we'll see.
Now, in terms of how people are using the web, and how Firefox has sort of encouraged that and enabled that, versus 3 years ago maybe, what do you think are some of the biggest changes in terms of the features you guys have that allows people to really surf the web in a different way?
Sure. Well, I think that, to keep going back to performance, performance matters, because increasingly I've got my webmail in one tab, and my web calendar in another tab, and my bank information in another tab. And all these things, they used to be web pages, now they're applications. And so having applications in multiple tabs that are performing well and really feel like desktop applications, that's a big key for us. I think that's the biggest thing. I think people, I find myself routinely having 20 or 30 or 40 tabs open, lots of applications, lots of websites, lots of sort of Web 2 interaction like Facebook and MySpace and Flickr. Obviously, media and that kind of stuff. So, I haven't mentioned this yet, but we have something like 5,000 add-ons built by community members that let you do things like look at pictures very quickly, or synchronize your bookmarks. And I think that customizability and that tweakability by users makes a huge difference, and it creates tons and tons of people who won't give up Firefox ever, I think.
Now, what's your dream for Firefox? Do you guys think you could someday, 3 years, 5 years, surpass Explorer and really, maybe the web changes and all of a sudden people are browsing in a different way and using Firefox, and
so I think
Explorer is not as dominant as it once was?
So market share is not our goal. So dominance in the market, we don't want to be at 60, 70, 80% of the market. It's not an important thing. We just want to make sure that the web stays open and stays participatory. I think we're having an effect now. I think the browser space is more competitive than it's ever been, and that's all good. It's good for consumers, good for everyone. We're going to keep doing that on the desktop, and I expect our numbers to keep going up. But again, it's mostly making good browsers that work for people is the key. We're spending a lot of time thinking about mobile now, because mobile doesn't have the open characteristics that the quote regular web does quite yet. And so trying to make sure that people have choice in browsers, they don't have to use browsers that came with their phone or their tablet or whatever. That's important for us too. So we're starting to work with lots of manufacturers and some industry groups to get Firefox mobile. And you'll start to see that towards the end of the year.
Is it going to be a beta, or is it going to be like a full-blown version? What kind of features are you going to have? What kind of phones, what kind of phone operating systems it's going to work with? Or like decks that it's going to be on?
Yeah. So we'll start to target Linux and probably Windows Mobile. We have great hope for Linux being an open system for the future. I think, and my hope is that most mobile will move to Linux over time. But I think that'll be a little bit slow. Windows Mobile obviously matters, and there's the iPhone, there's RIM. Those are both a little bit close in terms of platform. But we'll see. I don't know exactly. We have some handsets that we think Firefox Mobile will ship on this year in a way that I think will be good. I think Safari is not the only mobile browser around.
Right. Last thing. So you're just about to ship it. What's next? Do you take a breath, or do you guys already working on the next version?
Oh no, we've already got the next version. We've already got patches landed on the next version. We call it 3.1 or 3.next now. We expect to ship that into the year. There'll be new video capabilities in that, and I think some other new user-facing features that I think people will really appreciate.
Okay, cool. Jim, thanks so much.
Yep, thank you. Okay.